What's good, man? It's Chino B taking you here with me on a path to luxury, and we back with another one. So, I just wanted to, of course, spread some more wisdom and knowledge and encouragement. So, today, what I'm gonna explain is that, like, this is something I learned last year, and this was something that I was going through that um, I've always known. There's a few things that I've always inherently known. I feel like we all have different wisdom and intuition that's downloaded into us. So some things you learn through life, and other things that you learn through an experience, and then other things are inherently in you, right? So one thing I was learning last year, because last year I lost like so much bread, bro. And I hate thinking about it, but it's like you pay for lessons in life, right? So all the times that I lost money, a lot of, like, I don't have frivolous, as you would say, habits, you know what I mean, so to speak, right? So, I'm really trying to be diligent into with, I know my hair is dripping and shit, but I try to be diligent in what I use my money for. So, things in life that I learned last year, as it was like, no, not last year, 2 years ago. Damn, time go by fast. So my first year, 2023, moving out by myself, I learned, that don't count money unless it's in your hand, right? Until it's in your hand. So don't count money that you don't like. How did he say this? Hold up. Don't, because I wrote it down. I'm tired as fuck. All right, let me not fuck up. Don't count money that you don't have until it's in your hand. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say, right? And what it means is that, and I hope this helps people stay out of debt, stay out of situations that would hinder you in the long run. Because in life, you will realize that the actions that you take today will shape your future tomorrow, and definitely in the next 5 years. So that's one gem for you. That's very much true. Like your actions that you do today, this very day, is going to determine your happiness in the future. Because a lot of us want to sacrifice the mundane and the shit that you have to go through so you can have your immediate satisfaction of happiness. And this is prohibiting you from achieving your goals, achieving goals that you should have if you have any. The actions that you take today is going to shape your future tomorrow. As long as you're trying, the universe, I would say God is above everything. God, in the name of Jesus, did it. But the universe that He created is abundant. Is the giver, as you would say, because whatever you give it gives back to you, positive and negative. So the giver is going to reward those who are giving, and that is giving your best efforts, giving faith in the unseen, giving up your ego, giving up arrogance, giving up fear, and lack, right? So with that being said, I learned that, you shouldn't count money that you don't have until it's in your hand. And what I mean by that is that, like, people, like, America and life, because I don't know if it's just America. I don't like to just, like, categorize certain shit. I really try not to, because I'm just speaking in general with everything. But America, I will say in America, we have a system that is innately trying to place you in debt, bad debt, not debt that you can use to leverage, not debt that you can use to, in the future, use to elevate your lifestyle. As opposed to that, we use debt to have immediate satisfaction. I know cats that go into debt for a night out, like $500, $20 and shit. And it's like, oh well, I'm gonna get an overdraft fee and my account be overdraft, but it's okay. I get paid in 2 weeks. And I remember I really had that happen. Like I seen that shit, and I was like, and it was like not a particular race or anything you would expect somebody that you know what I mean? It was just like unexpected type shit. I was like, what, bro? Like, fuck. I'm like, I'm sitting here worried, and I worked 4 fucking jobs. Not right now, but like I was working 4 fucking jobs, my nigga, and I get cake, I get bread, bro. And I'm like, you just good about that shit? Like, like I was fucked up, man. I lost $500. I was fucked up, man. That shit hurt my feelings, bro. I still think about that shit today. That's Capricorn in me, nigga. I like my money, bro. I promised everything. I like my fucking coin, and it's just like that shit hurts my fucking heart. But you know what I mean? I was like, you know, how do you know that you're gonna, like, yeah, you're gonna get paid in 2 weeks or whatever. You're gonna get a check, but nigga, like that check can be the last check. You know what I mean? Then what you gonna do? $95 or $100 in hope, right? So it's really like, kind of like, you know, we placing ourselves in debt by our desires. And it's nothing wrong with living in the moment, but you have to understand that when you live in the moment, it will impact your future. You know what I mean? And it may or may not be a positive impact. Yeah, you can live, you can learn, you can adjust, you can change, you know. But this is not something that's ideal for somebody that's trying to do things right on the first time. And it's like if you smoke and you spend $20 on, you know, your medicine, then you out $20, right? And say if you know that you got $20 coming in later on that day. At that very moment, you don't have $100 because most people be like, well, I still got $100 because I got $20 coming in. Until that $20 is in your hand, in your bank account, in your whatever, you don't have $100. Do you get what I'm saying? Like you can't count money that you don't physically have or you don't have at that moment. I don't give a fuck if you're getting that shit next year, next week, in the next hour. Always try to count your money as it is, because it would alleviate the pain of what you don't have. You feel me? Like, because you know that you're lacking, you know what I mean? Like, type shit. So you know that you lost out. Like, if I go into a Louis store and I got, we'll say 6 racks, bag costs about three something, right? We'll say 3 racks, boom. Bought a Louis bag, right? I got stocks, portfolio, boom. Walking out the store, I get 3 racks back, right? I would have had 9 racks had I not spent the fucking money, right? You know what I mean? So inherently, you really only got 3 racks. You know what I mean? Because it's like you breaking even. When you get money that you know that you're gonna spend, you breaking even as opposed to leveraging. This is what I'm really trying to say. I'm sorry if I fucked up, but that's what I'm really trying to say. Like, you're gonna either break even or you're gonna be out, as opposed to leveraging where you're supposed to compound your interest. And realistically, it's not possible to live life and not spend money, right? So you're gonna spend money. It's just opposed to doing it frivolously, right? And I'm not a money guru, but my niche is business analytics, so I do have some experience with understanding the concept of money and how it's a tool and how when you fool when his money will soon depart. So I'm not a fool, so I just feel like, you gotta, you know what I mean? But that's that one. So speaking of money, like I remember in Job Corps, and this is not like tough guy shit, right? I promise you, it's not tough guy shit. It's a real story. So, I was in Job Corps, and Job Corps, they only paid you, I think, $25 every 2 weeks, right? And shout out to Job Corps, because I know that it got shut down. I just want to say that shit is a great program. I don't know how they can bring it back or revamp it and make it something that's more beneficial for everybody on both parties, whether it's the government or whatever, but Job Corps was the shit for me. But I would say like I had a moment that, you know, I feel like would teach anybody a lesson of your standards, adhere to them, and money, especially, and respect. So the moment was that, of course, like I said, you get 25 bucks. I think it was 24, 25, because you get like an extra dollar, whatever. So, man, I was selling snacks and shit. Because at that time, my mom and I had phones. But I was at Job Corps, so I had a place to stay. You know what I mean? But my mom was doing her thing. She was struggling. So I would hustle and send my mom money. You know what I mean? Of course, I had other family members and shit helping me too. So I would split that money too. But I would hustle because I wanted more money. And I wanted money for myself too. You know what I mean? And I would sell noodles and snacks and chips and shit. And I wasn't like super consistent or known for doing that, but I had stints of like on the, I was about to say on the block. On the fucking block, nigga. I was running shit. What was you talking about? Like, let me stop. Okay. No. Cause like, yo, you know, like that shit, like the way the dorm was set up, that shit, you just, yeah. So, in my fucking dorm, I had snacks and shit. You know what I mean? So, it was one of my, I'll say associates, cause he wasn't my friend or anything like that. But he was an associate. Like we didn't have no inherited beef. At least I didn't have none with him. He probably didn't like my ass, but I don't give a fuck. So, anyway. Yeah, man. So, this moment, like, dude came in, he wanted some noodles and shit, right? But he had like 50 pennies. And I ain't knocking him for having 50 pennies, right? Because listen to the story. Dude had 50 pennies. And I was like, alright, bet. I'll take the 50 pennies, but you gotta count it out. And he like, word? I was like, yeah, you gotta count that shit out, bro. And I was on the phone with my mom and my pops at the time, so, you know, the name just, they could vouch for me and shit like that. I ain't frauding, but, you know what I mean? I was on the phone with them and I was talking to him. I was in my locker at that time. Bull walked in. He's like, yo, you got any snacks and shit? You got any noodles? I was like, yeah, I got you, bro. What you need? He's like, I just want those pack of noodles. I think he bought one. He said, but I only got enough. I only got 50 pennies, you know what I mean? I was like, all right, cool. So he counted out. And I watched him. Like, I watched him count it out. And he did. Like, his own hands and shit. Like, and I ain't saying it to be on some, like, cool shit or like, you know, influence contraband acts. But I would say the purpose of this act in my head is that I'm in an environment, because Job Corps is very much a diverse environment. It's people from all walks of life. So in a sense, you have to kind of have a street mentality. And I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not from the streets. I'm just not a fucking nut. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I'm not a fucking nut. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm like, bro, like, I know that I feel like if that shit's 40 fucking 8 pennies, bro, like, I'm not going to be mad about it. I'm just going to be like, nah, you played me, nigga. Like, fuck, you told me it was 50 pennies and you gave me 40 pennies, like, and you could have lost the other 2 pennies or whatever, but nigga, like, it's the moral, you know what I mean? It's the concept, it's the ideology behind the shit, is that don't play me, bro. Don't play with me about my money, like. And I'm not, I'm dead serious, like, I'm not playing, bro. And it was like, I mean, like, you know, like, all these niggas know, if I make you count 50 pennies, nigga, if it's $5, I want my fucking money, like, real rap. And, he did that shit, and my mom and my pops was on the phone, like, yo, this nigga crazy. I'm like, nah, man, cause if you short me for that money, bro, like, what if it's 40 pennies? What if this nigga pissed like 50 fucking pennies, bro? Like, 30 pennies look like a lot of, and most people ain't gonna count that shit. Nah, nigga, count that shit. I don't feel like counting that shit. You want the fucking noodles, I don't care. You know what I mean? You came for the business. I give you the business, pause, and you know what I mean? You go about your business. But I wanna make sure that you know that I ain't playing. That's the fucking moral. I ain't want no tough shit. I ain't just running around beating niggas up or nothing like that. Like, not at all. It's just a matter of like, no, bro. Because if you slide me and play me for a nut, then you gonna tell other niggas to come try and play me for a nut, and then the other niggas gonna be like, I'm gonna tell them, no, I want $2 for the fucking honey bun. Bull gonna come back with $1.50 or some shit, and then I'm gonna be short for my night. Nah, bro. Like, nah, like, nah, bro. Like, if you sell candy in high school, you get it, but it's just a matter of like, people probably think it's petty, but it's not petty. Cause like, if I'll do that shit about 50 pennies, just imagine if it's 50,000 motherfucking dollars. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just gonna put you in perspective. You feel me? So, yeah. You gotta, you know what I mean? You gotta set boundaries and shit like that. Like, I remember one time I was in Philly and shit, man, and this shit got me jammed up because I set boundaries, fucking Philly. But, it's shit, I ain't even mad at it because it was just me and my foolishness that got me in trouble. That's another story, but I would say that I remember at this time, like, I wasn't a big fan of backwoods. I like the backwoods when I smoke good here, but at that time I didn't really like backwoods, and I knew that you had to, like, the key in science to backwoods is that you have to have a lot of weed in them. That's what makes them like smoke good, and you gotta know how to roll. Niggas in the hood and shit be trying to play you. Like, at that time, like, I lived in Atlanta, and people be thinking niggas from like Atlanta like sweet and shit, and I'm like, nah, I'm still from fucking Philly. You know what I mean? I'm from Philly, bro. Like, what you talking about? And they thought like I was out of touch, and I wasn't going to like defend what I want. And what I'm going to get at is that nigga wanted to fucking go get a backwood from the Chinese store. And I'm like, I don't want a backwood. We can get a game and roll like 2 or 3 fucking Dutches. Like, what you talking about? You can get one, I can get one. We can have like 2 or 4 Dutches. Like, why would we get a backwood and smoke 1 Dutch? You know what I mean? I'm like, what the fuck is you talking? I'm like, bro, this is my money, bro. I'm not doing that shit. I don't want no fucking nasty ass backwood with some MIDI in it. Motherfucker, man. I'm like, bro, I ain't doing that shit, bro. Nigga got mad at me and shit, bro. Nigga was mad, bro, but I ain't give a fuck, nigga. I'm like, yo, you wanna smoke or not, nigga? Like, we smoked and shit, but I know that nigga was mad about that shit. I said, I don't give a fuck, cause I don't want no fucking nut ass backwood, bro. At that time, fuck, like, you know what I mean? Like, so sometimes defending your you know what I'm saying? Like, defending your standards could get you in certain type of trouble with the wrong people. You know what I mean? And what I mean by the wrong people, it just means the wrong people that's not a part of your life story in a positive way. You know what I mean? Because your standards is what makes you who you are, and you have them inherently for a reason, right? Like I said, God places certain things into us before we was even born. You know what I mean? Because you're supposed to have a certain amount of wisdom and discernment in the world that we live in, and your standards, your tastes, your qualities and shit that makes you who you are is what it's supposed to be. And motherfuckers can't stand when you stand on your standards and shit like that. I like backwoods now, and it costs money. And I remember at that time, you know what I mean, like, one of my favorite artists to this day, I still fuck with, like, Famous Dex, Rich the Kid, like, you see my head, like, I like trendy shit, you know what I mean? So I had like colored hair. Nigga thought I was sweet. Like, I'm not fucking sweet. You know what I mean? Just don't get fucked up, nigga. Like, I'm a rapper. Like, I rap and I like the fashion shit. You know what I mean? So at the matter of the fact, it's just like, okay, you're gonna try to play me like I'm a nut, and I'm like, I'm not buying this shit. You think that we about to be on some rapper shit, and I don't want to be on rapper shit. I'm just chilling, bro. Like, I just want to smoke. You want to buy the fucking expensive ass backwood, they got $2 a pop and shit. I'm like, fuck am I buying this for? At that time, the game or a fucking Dutch was $1 flat, especially at the Chinese store, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? I'm like, for what? You know what I mean? We just got a dime piece. Like, I'm gonna put this nasty ass dime in this fucking. I'm like, yo, no, bro. I'm just sitting there thinking about that shit. Like, no, bro, this is not happening. I'm not doing that shit. So, and yeah, he was definitely involved. But anyway, Yeah, man, yo, we spend gems, gang. We spend gems, man. But yeah, so I would just say, man, like, stick to your standards, understand the wisdom, and it's nothing wrong with being who you are and knowing what you want out of life, and you have to go after it with no hesitation, no resolve, no quorums, no fear, no nothing, man. You know what I mean? Don't let nobody discourage you, type shit, bro. Like, ever, never. Because at the end of the day, what you doing, they want to do. They can't even do it like you. You do it better. If they try to do it, then you do it better. Then. So, you know what I mean? I don't know. That was just off the top. That was just for somebody that you just need to hear that. Because you are gifted. You are lovely. You are the one. You are chosen. You are that man. You that woman. You know what I mean? So, don't let nobody make you feel like you're not what you're supposed to be. You know what I mean? But make sure that you put in the work. Like, if you ain't put in the work, then you ain't shit. Word up, you ain't nothing, bro. Work, motherfucking create some warriors. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. If you don't work, you ain't gonna appreciate it. Well, after the dark times, you ain't gonna appreciate the light times. You know what I'm saying? How you gonna appreciate light if you ain't never seen dark? It's just light. Motherfuckers don't even like. You know that you can't always live an appreciation of light. Because people can't stand when it's too much peace. They gotta cause chaos. So understand that when it's chaos, it's light. And sometimes it's order out chaos, unfortunately. I ain't trying to entice nobody with any wording but that, but it's real rap. You know what I mean? So, another thing is like, I remember, and this is the job corps thing, like, I just wanna say, like, Job Corps for me was a cool experience in hindsight, for sure. At that time, it was definitely cool. It was definitely new to me, the whole shebang, like the way my mom explained it. Because I'll be honest, so in high school, I'm not gonna say I was like the most popular dude. I ain't like that, but I was like medium. I was like not super known, but I wasn't a lame, but I wasn't like a jock. I was just, cause jocks, they like super fucking popular automatically. Or the niggas that's like sneakerheads and got a lot of shoes and shit, they always super popular. So I, in 9th grade and 10th grade, was coming up. And I had beat up this one kid in 8th grade, and then I had some popularity from that. And then 9th grade, I was tired of getting motherfuckers making fun of me because I ain't have no dumbass Jordans. And oh my fucking gosh, bro, that shit to this day, bro. I be talking to my pops. I was like, yo, pops. I was like, yo, man, I'm so sorry, man. I had you, motherfucking, waiting at 6 o'clock in the morning for them dumbass shoes, man. I had the motherfucking, my shoe game was tight, nigga. What the fuck are you talking about, nigga? Legend Blue, Sport Blue 6s, Legend Blue Columbia 11s, the first round, nigga. What are you talking about? I had the Oreo 5s, you know what I mean? I believe the Rabbit 7s or whatever them Jones is, nigga. I know my shoes, I just don't, I'd rather buy some fucking Giuseppe's or some Balenciagas or some Dolce & Gabbana with $500, $600 and just pay the extra $250 as opposed to paying $250 for the same sneakers that 10 motherfucking YNs is wearing and rob your ass for. And I'm from fucking Philly and New York where niggas would kill you for them joints. So I just don't get into them joints, you know what I mean? Like, nigga, in Philly we wear Pumas, Adidas, motherfucking New Balances. New Balances is all Jordans. So I just don't subscribe. It's nothing against Jordan. Let me paraphrase that. Nothing against it. It's just like, when I learned fashion, I just realized that you put on one, you could be the flyest nigga of motherfucking life, nigga. But you put on them motherfucking Jordans, I'm like, here we go. Just because it's just like, it works with the fit, but it's just not original, you know what I mean? It's just not original, like, you know what I mean? Like, I know bitches like niggas with the fly ass Jordans, and I fuck with it. I get it. Like you can go on my old page. Like I had a lot of Jordans. Like, cause I was in high school and shit. I'm like, I want to be a fly nigga. I want to be the cool nigga, and I was at the end of the day in my own right. You know what I mean? I was just known as smoking weed and fucking bitches low key. Like low key. Like I wasn't like everybody knew I was giving dick out, nothing like that. But if you know me, like I like to smoke weed, get fly, and fuck. Like, you know what I mean? I ain't give a fuck about none of that shit, because at the end of the day, I was definitely disinterested in the whole school curriculum thing besides sports. I was trying to do my sports thing, but then I had went away for a little bit, and because I was doing dumb shit, and I missed out on baseball. So I do regret that a little bit, because I wanted to play high school baseball. So that's one of my regrets. I don't have a lot of regrets in life, but that's one of them, because I wanted to do that shit so fucking bad. But I learned a lot where I would later on, so it is what it is. But yeah, man, like what was I talking about? I'll be honest, I forgot. What was I talking about? My point was oh, Job Corps. Job Corps was dope, man. Job Corps was cool, man. Like, so that was the reason why I went to Job Corps, just because I was fucking up a little bit in school, and I just like sophomore year just wasn't looking good. I was just not taking it serious as I could have been. I just never was the biggest academic scholar type of dude. At first, ironically, I got a lot of, when I was just looking at my portfolio, I'm like, I got a lot of tools under my belt now, but I never would have thought about it back then, how many tools I would have now. So like I said, like what you do in your past will shape your future, positive or negatively. I would just say inherently go for the positive route if you can control it, right? So moving on, going to the Job Corps was dope. My overall experience, to really make this short, it was chill. I don't really have many regrets. I know this is one joint I could smash, but I didn't smash it because I was faded, and I was like contemplating that shit, and I just bugged out, and could have been nicer to her about that situation. But you know, everything happens for a reason. Sometimes rejection is protection. Sometimes even when you reject, you know what I mean? But other than that, man, I don't know, bro. Like I met a lot of cool people. I'm still cool with today. You know, a lot of nice young ladies. Job Corps, the way it was set up, it was that, like, you know, the moms, the single moms and shit, they had their own little section. They had like apartments and shit like that. Nigga, we had dorms. So we had the male side, and then you had the female side. And it was 16 to 24. You might think it's a weird age range, but ironically, I didn't hear about too much weird shit going on, honestly. Real rap. I didn't hit, but also you would come to find out, like, I wasn't really outside like that. Like, I'm always an introvert, you know what I mean? Like, I'm very introverted. Like, I be in the crib majority of the time. Like, I come out to get my energy from, not to say this in a crazy way, but I get my energy from people, and then I go secluded. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not the person that's just exerting so much energy, at least from what my intentions are that I know of. But I was like, man, this, you know what I mean? Like, at first it was a little nerve-wracking. I had a couple little situations that I was like, oh, this shit not gonna work out like anybody else. But I was like, man, I want my diploma. I'm like, I'm not about to be the first nigga in my family that don't got a diploma. The fuck is you talking about, nigga? Like, I'll be the first. So I was like, not happening, nigga. Like, I was like, y'all not about to be disappointed in me. So, and that's what I mean, but you gotta have shame, my nigga. Like, I don't give a fuck what nobody tell you, bro. Like, have shame. Your family name is everything. Maybe that's the Asian in me, but that's like, your family name, nigga, is every fucking thing. It's who you are as a man, nigga. Like, you bugging. If you don't take your family name and want to make that something motherfuckers remember and want to put on their wall and shit, then you weak. But yeah, man, like, I was like, yo, man, this shit crazy, bro. I'm like, I seen crazy shit, but like, I don't know. I was like, it was definitely a different experience, but you know, you had people and haters and shit like that. But honestly, my overall joint was like, I met my boy from Philly. I was like, oh man, I thought he was gonna be bugging on me and shit. But that nigga was like low key my mentor and shit. That nigga told me how to play chess better and shit. Like, nigga, motherfucking, I learned. We had like dances. I got Cuddy a few times. Smoked weed one time, and as much as I like to smoke, that shit fucked me up. And I was about to get, like I said, I was about to do my thing, but that shit had me like bugged the fuck out. But maybe it helped me in hindsight, cause weed be letting you know when evil alert. So like, yo, man, like, we gonna cut this short after this story, but like, yeah, man, Job Corps is dope, bro. Job Corps is like, it's like a mini college in between college, high school with some real life experiences, because they pay you every 2 weeks. That's real life experiences. The college shit was like the dorms, and we had to schedule, so you had to pick a trade. My trade was like I said, culinary arts. So like things that I say like I do, like I legitly fucking do. Let me just clarify that. Like my portfolio is extensive, but it's extensive in different ways. Like you know, the Job Corps thing, I wasn't even thinking that I was going to, like, even that shit was fucking fun. Like, my first chef, my nigga, I was like, bro, I was like, when I think about that, this is, culinary, bro, oh my fucking gosh, bro. Bro, let me tell you how good a guy it is, bro. Alright, so, when I got to the Job Corps, motherfucking, I had, like, a situation with this dude, and this nigga was, like, older than me. Ironically, he was like a fucking Capricorn like I am, and he was like beefing a little bit. I'm like, bro, I might have to like let these niggas know, like, oh, I don't want to fucking snitch, but I don't want to get kicked out. And then I was like, man, fuck that shit, because I'm not going back home. So I'm like, man, this nigga bothering me. I don't want to fight him. And he was like, oh, okay, well, you know, we'll make sure we separate y'all, yada yada. And then motherfucking, ironically, like, I was not feeling well, and I had to go to leave on medical leave, and I came back. And the weird thing about that whole situation is that, for one, me and the dude ended up becoming cool. Like, it was like, he was really about the shit, but he was, like, he reminded me in hindsight of the baby. Like, now that I think about it, he really do, but he wasn't as brash, like, openly. I don't know, but I didn't see that nigga sock niggas, but his reputation preceded him, to say the least. But at the end of the day, like, we wasn't the best of buddies, but we ended up becoming cool. And, you know, I'm like, bro, like, I wanted to fight you, nigga, like, you know what I mean? So it was, yeah, it was a crazy situation, but like that blew over quickly. So that's why I say, like, I don't get into this snitching shit, but like situations like that, you have to protect yourself, because what are you going to tell your peoples when you get in a situation you ain't protect yourself, or at least let motherfuckers know, because he ain't get kicked out over it. You know what I mean? Motherfucker ain't really get nothing, because the nigga clout was so fucking good. But also my face card was good because I had a baby face, and I'm like, I don't want to bother nobody. I'm new to this nigga, so y'all, you know what I mean? So he also was known for fucking with people. So at the end of the day, protect yourself, you know what I mean? Yeah, you gotta protect yourself, because if you do something to somebody, at least you let people know, and you know, it'd be like, well, I tried to tell him. Real nigga. So make a long story short, the real thing is that, like, I remember when I was not supposed to, like, I originally was, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit of a cop-out. So I was originally, and fuck, there's so many gems in this bitch. All right, this is gonna go a little bit longer, but all right. So originally I was going to go for office administration. Girly, I know. I think it was a little bit girly, because it was like mainly, I don't know, it was like, yeah, I don't know. But I kind of wish I would have stuck with that because fuck that girly shit. That should get you paid. You do office administration, you got experience in that. Because office administration is pretty like them secretaries and shit that just be sitting there, you know what I mean? Like, you walking off, nigga, they get money. Fuck what you talking about? Yes. Electrician, money. Welder, money. I'm like, my roommate, my nigga, he'll probably see this too. I'm like, yo, that nigga, bro, I'm sure I'm like, bro, I swear, if it was any other fucking trade that I would have done, because welding takes time off your life. Like, one of my roommates, he was doing that shit, because my roommate, my original, bro, I had like, I don't know, like 3 or 4 different roommates. Not because it was like, we didn't get along. I got along with all my roommates. That was one thing. second to last roommate, he left and he graduated and he was doing electrician. I was like, bro, I know that nigga gonna make some money, bro. Because electricians make money. And it's like, I live in Vegas, bro. You know how much fucking money I would make? Nigga. Nigga, like, you know, bro, you know how much fucking money I would make, bro? Oh my god, bro. There's lights everywhere, my nigga. Like, I was making so much coin. But, I keep forgetting. Alright, so listen. So I was gonna go for office administration. And then I had my little, like stomach problem and shit like that. And I went home for like 2 weeks. I don't know how long I was home for, but I went back. At that time, I was living in Atlanta, and my job course was in Albany, Georgia. So shout out to the Albany and shit. But I went back to Atlanta, and when I came back, originally they didn't have culinary arts. It was unavailable because they didn't have an instructor. The instructor had just left. So that whole situation, when I went home and I came back, they had an instructor, and culinary arts was once again available. Because in my first 2 weeks, like I got sick, bro. It was crazy. Like, I think it was like 2 weeks or a month in, because you don't just hop right into trades, like, you know what I mean? They get you accustomed, like, the rules and shit, like, you know what I mean? For a little bit, you're just fucking following the system around and shit like that. But, you know what I mean? Then you know, you pick your trade and shit like that. I think you do a tour of, like, the different trades to see what it is that you want to choose after a certain amount of time. So it's like you start with, I believe, like high school. It was a cool fucking program. They need to do something to bring it back, because for the adolescents and the people that don't have nowhere to go, like at that time I didn't, my mom and I didn't. That was a great relief for her. That I was cool, you know what I mean? And then like it would help me, shit. Like, and I feel like I turned out pretty damn great. So I would say, man, yeah, like they give you like options. Like I said, like, you know, the welding thing was cool. It just wasn't my joint. I got my driver's license in Job Corps. Yeah, nigga, Job Corps hook you fucking up, bro. I'm not gonna cap, bro. I got my driver's license, and they paid for this shit too. So, got my driver's license, I achieved or received my driver's license, my diploma, my culinary arts degree. My chef was cool as shit. Both of them. It was a lady. She was cool as shit. But she didn't really talk much. I think she was like an Ethiopian or some shit. I don't remember her name. She wasn't as like, I don't know, she wasn't as charismatic and just like, she wasn't Chef. Like, Chef was fucking cool, man. He was a black dude, bro, with glasses, nerdy looking nigga, but he was like, bro, like, yo, he was a cool boy, man. He was cool, man. Yeah. He was cool. Chef was dope, man. Like, in hindsight, when I'm thinking about it, I'm like, yo, this nigga was cool, man. And I served at the mayor's forum for Albany, Georgia. We served like food and catered for the mayor's forum in Albany. And that was with him. That was with Chef and shit. And it was, man, damn, bro. That's crazy, bro. Like, yeah, man, like, and I did an internship. You probably hear the train, so I get closer. So I did an internship at this place called the Lunchroom, and I did my internship at the Lunchroom. That was cool. They had really good food, like soul food. I don't eat a lot of soul food, but they had really good soul food. I would say if they're still open, shout them out and go check out the Lunchroom in Albany, Georgia. But I did my internship there, and it was dope, man. Like, you know, I learned, you know, like kind of different recipes, but more of just like the restaurant business, because what the purpose of Job Corps is, and this is why I'll leave it on, and At first it was fun. I got cutty. I didn't really smoke or do drugs or do anything like that. A couple times that I was going to go to hotels and shit that I ended up going. I went and got baptized in Job Corps because they will take you to church, or they would take you to church. Not many fucking schools or places willing to do that. You need God in the school system, so you know it. But yeah, man, like the purpose of it was just overall, man, just to create good standing, build a foundation for good standard citizens. And the majority of the people that I met there was overall good people, man. Just people that were either misguided, unloved, or just trying to find their way. The bad apples stayed. It was bad, some bad apples that stayed, but the bad apples really wanted to fucking win versus the people that was just there, you know what I mean, waiting for another year to go by until they get older. This is what I'm saying, like, you gotta use every moment that counts, because you're not getting any younger, you know what I mean? Like, nigga, you ain't got to 24, you know what I mean? If you 18, I mean, you got like 6 years, but man, who's gonna be there for that long time, bro? It shouldn't take you that long to be there, bro. So you got motherfuckers that don't try hard, you know what I mean? So as long as you're trying hard, you're going to succeed in that joint. They help you get your diploma, bro. At first it was just GEDs. Nigga, then you had diploma. I think, at first it was just diplomas. And then I think towards the end of the program, they moved it to only it was diplomas and GEDs. But at the end of the program, they moved it to just GEDs. So God's timing in my life is always perfect. I would honestly say that. God's timing in my life and my alignment is always perfect, because things like that, like culinary arts, coming back after it seemed like a crazy situation. I come back, they got culinary arts available. That was my original thing, because I like to cook. I'm a man's man, pause. But I'm not into the whole welding shit, because it takes time off your life. Electrician, I just didn't think, I guess I was smart enough for that, where I was going to really succeed in it, you know what I mean? Granted, the money was there, but I'm not driven by money, so I'm driven by what I want to do, because that's how I am. That's why I didn't make it like in high school and shit. That shit create fucking prisoners and motherfucking workers. Nigga, like, I'm an entrepreneur. I like to do what I want to do, and I learned that throughout life, that I just don't like being told what to do, and if it's not ethically or morally or in the direction that I want to go in my trajectory. So hopefully that helps somebody. And I want to say, man, thank you for listening. Have a pleasant day, and God is great.